So, today it has to do with Pascal's Triangle, which is one of the most interesting mathematical details of the 18th century. Actually, in Italy, they call it the Triangolo di Tartaglia because there was an Italian mathematician who discovered the same phenomenon about the same time. And in fact, the Chinese did it many centuries before. The Indians knew about it, and the Arabs. It's a phenomenon that's not very difficult for mathematicians to find it. Let me try to show you how you derive it usually. If you take an expression like 1 plus a, for example, expression to the nth power, you multiply it by itself once and you get 1 plus 2a plus a squared. You multiply it again by itself and you get 1 plus 3a squared plus a cubed. Then you get 1 plus 4a plus 6a squared plus 4a cubed plus a to the fourth power. Well, what we're doing is just manipulating coefficients. So it started out with 1 plus 1, then it's 1 2 plus 2 plus 1, and 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1, 1 4 6 4 1. And this is a simple progression that continues always with ones on the outside. 1 plus 4 is 5, 4 plus 6 is 10, 6 plus 4 is 10, 4 plus 1 is 5. Then we get 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, and 1, 7, 21, 35, 35, 21, 7, and 1, so forth to infinity. And this is the binomial coefficients. So you can make music out of Pascal's Triangle too, and I did that in the Music for 88, which was written for the 88 keys of the piano in 1988. And at the time I did Pascal's Triangle pretty often at that time. I'm going to try to do it again, piano piece, which actually, instead of having to do with 1 and 8, has to do with two intervals of the piano. The major second and the minor third. That's the 1 plus 1, only two possibilities. And by the way, your professor in school probably explained that this is the number of combinations that you're going to get when you throw a coin. If you throw that coin twice, you have one possibility to get heads and heads, two possibilities to get one of each, and one possibility to get only heads. Then if you throw the coin again, you get 1 plus 3 plus 3 more plus 1. Then the next line of coefficients, 1 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4 more plus 1. Now 6 notes, all 5 flips of the coin. 1 plus 5 plus how many? 10, you were right. Plus 10 more plus 5 more plus 1. All the combinations of minor thirds and major seconds with 6-note chords. Now 7-note chords. 1 plus 6 15? I think it was. Oh, I'm not sure. Let me try that one once again. 7-note chords. 1, a 6, plus, plus 6, 2. That was 15. Oh, you can hear that that's a wrong chord. That's not part of the family. It should have been something like that. Anyway, woof. When I was doing this every day in 1988 and doing concerts of music for 88 with some regularity, I never made mistakes like that. But now, almost 40 years later, it's not so easy, and I make mistakes anyway. But it's perfect in the CD that I made for experimental intermediate in 1988, and you could always go back to that. I remember, though, I got to tell you, because it pleases me very much, this story. One concert in Telluride, Colorado. There was this was shortly after 1988. The piece was new, and I was playing it well. And Charles Anna-Merkanian invited a bunch of composers he liked to come spend a week together in Telluride, Colorado. And my contribution for one of the concerts was the Pascals Triangle. And I played it well, and afterwards, there was another composer. Let's see, his name was Morton Feldman. He taught at Cal Arts, but he also was pretty well known as the composer of a Buchla synthesizer piece called The Silver Apples of the Moon. A very nice man besides. And he told me, in listening to Pascal's Triangle, that he had gotten so entranced by the, especially when you get to the 9-note chords. Always that same sound, but keep getting richer and richer with more and more notes and higher each time, just one note changing. And he said he was so transported and he was concentrating so much on that sound that toward the end of the performance, he saw the piano rise. There was a levitation. Well, I don't believe much in levitation, especially not with 700-pound grand pianos in concert halls. But I was very pleased that the piece could have stimulated this imagined image by a listener. But now I want to skip 6 years, and now we're in 1994, and I do another piece based on Pascal's Triangle. But this time, it's Pascal's Triangle Modulo 7. And this is where Dante Boone enters the picture. Dante, come in to the picture.
Hello.
So tell us a little bit about how you got interested in my music, and particularly in this Pascal's Triangle Modulo 7.
Yeah, so I've known your music for a very long time now, and I've played many pieces of yours. Always liked your music a lot, and of course, obviously. And I remember there was a lecture you gave at the conservatory in The Hague 10 years ago. I was there, and you were talking about the radio piece that you did about Pascal's Triangle. It was a piece, I think, from 1994, and you played the music, which was a synthesized sound, very dry but very happy sounding. And I was thinking this could be a very nice piano piece. I would really like to play this piece as well.
I was shocked because I thought pianos are not good for playing fast melodies like that. And it was a synthesizer piece. Only synthesizers can play fast like that. But my Atari synthesizer at the time, with just square waves, was not the greatest sound in the world. But it made a nice piece, 2 hours long, Atelier de Création Radiophonique. We're going to hear a little of that. Here's the publicity that we sent out. Gives the names of all the people and the dates and all. The happy music.
Triangle de Pascal, modulo 7. On commence avec la ligne 1, 2, 3,
Lines 1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Line 7 was all 1, 6, 1, 6, 1, 6, 1. Lots of 0, 0, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only the notes 0 through 6 in when you
2
do.
fois 7, 14, ça fait le fin de la seconde section. Maintenant 15 et 16, 17, 18,
Every 7 lines, it's a new section.
19, 20 et 21.
Should still sound like happy music the way it did the first
but
time.
I played a lot slower though. I notice now.
Well.
25, 26, 27, 28.
The lines get one note longer every
Section
line.
29.
Each melody. Now we're not doing intervals like with the when I was at the piano, the other Pascal's Triangle. Now we're just listening to each number from the triangle, one at a time.
34.
Now we're up to
35.
line 35 with 35 notes, all the notes being 0 through 6. Now, there's kind of a first big cadence when we get to line 49,
38.
which is only notes 1 and 6.
40. 41.
41,
42.
42. A little cadence every time that's divisible by
Maintenant, le
7.
7e. Et 44.
All 6s and 1s.
45.
I tuned the scale so that
46. 47.
47,
48.
48,
Et maintenant 7 au carré, la ligne 49.
line 49, 49, the
6, 1, 6.
the moment we've all been waiting for. Anyway, but of course the whole piece goes on to the 343 lines, which is 7 to the third power. And that's why the piece takes 2 hours to get there. Because when you get to lines that are more than 300 notes each line, even though its music is going fast, it takes a while. This is the drawing that I did very recently for my version of the first 49 lines. And all those 1-6-1-6-1-6-1 cadences are outlined with green, and there's a lot of 3-4-3-4 sequences, which are in red and makes a hexagon in the middle. The zeros, which repeat all over the place in those little triangles, those are in sepia ink, but you can see lots of other symmetries. Although the left side is always the same as the right side, the little triangles repeat all the time, and you can really see the symmetries here. Before we hear Dante play the whole piece, he's not going to go out to 343 lines, but he'll
much longer.
Yeah, let's just hear a few individual lines, because each line is a palindrome. It's a symmetrical melody, and it's nice to just appreciate each line before we put all those lines together. Let's go back to the piano and listen to some individual lines.
So this is the first example. This is line number 21. $25. $31. Line 35. Line 37. $39. $49.
So is there anything else we need to say before you lance into the whole piece and I just say goodbye?
I think I'm ready for it. Or
Okay.
at least I hope I'm ready for it. Let's find out.
Best wishes. Thank you.